Being resilient and practicing this resiliency framework is really about being compassionate with yourself. It is acknowledging that you are important and it's something that's worthwhile putting your time and your energy into.
The Resilient Living Program is a new program here at the IFOPA. It focuses on the emotional well-being of our families.
When we talk about self-care, that can also just be things like eating a healthy diet.
We know that FOP impacts the entire family. A diagnosis isn't restricted to stressing the individual who has that diagnosis. So the Resilient Living Program is really geared towards supporting the entire family. And that includes siblings and caretakers and spouses and partners, and giving them the skills to be able to bounce back from those challenges they face in life.
It's strategies of how to approach an impossible problem, how to deal with this enemy that none of us can fight, and how we can face it in a way that is productive rather than this feeling of helplessness that we get stuck in so often.
The program really focuses on empowering people to realize that it's okay to feel your emotions and that whatever you are feeling is completely acceptable.
Anger was the first emotional reaction for me. To put away that anger and quiet down is been for years very hard. So I had to learn not to be angry, because the real emotion in me was sadness. I was always sad, but I couldn't express sadness.
Once they've kind of identified that emotion, we want to encourage them to have the ability to calm down and release that. We do self-calming in a variety of different ways. Even an exercise as simple as deep breathing could be a great way for someone to practice self-calming.
The most important thing that I learned was that you really have to deal with the emotions you're going through. While I'm very used to, well, I feel anxiety or anger or sadness, and I just put it aside, it's for later. She taught us ways to cope with the emotion at the moment, so that it's easier to go on from there.
When you have too many challenges, you just pick one, not all of them.
One to start with.
Yeah, and go from there.
I think there's a lot to be learned when it comes to that fear that we all experience when it comes to something that's very out of our control, like FOP. So I think trying to take certain things that we do have control over and kind of using those mantras of, even though this is really overwhelming, I know that everything is going to be okay in the end. We're going to be able to deal with it like we have always. Those types of things to kind of ground yourself in the moment. I found that really helpful.
Resiliency needs to be implemented not just once a day. It's something we have to implement throughout the day and throughout our lives. Any one step you can take, any one skill or habit you can implement is a win.